Okay guys, I'm getting ready to go out and give this thing a shakedown. This will be the first time that I've ridden it. Right now it's got 0.1 on the odometer, so it's just me pushing around the garage here. But anyway, I'm getting ready to go out. I checked everything over. Everything was fairly tight. There were a few loose bolts here and there, to be expected. Of course, I haven't ridden it yet, so I don't know about the derailleurs or brakes or anything. I just have to check those out this time and see just how well they work. Okay, let me see here. Put on my heart monitor and start this app. And let me see, standby. And my 360 is starting to record. So on this trip, the only thing that I'm gonna have recording is that and my GoPro. Let me get it going. Okay, my GoPro's going. And we're getting ready to go on our first test drive. I'm going to be doing some narrations through this video just to kind of fill in the gaps on some of the things while I was riding that I felt like I should have said but I didn't. So just look for that little microphone over in the left hand corner and you know that I'm injecting some more information. Okay, on my way. Well, it looks like the Polarna LCD screen in my 360 camera are not syncing with each other. I'm sorry for that. Realize that I've been riding a Lectric XP for the past 22 months and 5,000 miles. So I will be basing a lot of my findings on comparing the two e-bikes. Well, it's going to take a little adjustment. It doesn't quite fit right, but this is my first ride. My first impression on the front suspension is I felt like I didn't have enough air in my tire when I first took off. I apologize for the audio breakup. My mic must have a loose connection and the bumps are causing the breakup. Definitely feel a difference in that front suspension. Note, the Polarna speedometer is fast. The wheel setting is 22 inches. It should be set at 20 inches. After this ride I changed to 20 inches. It is still a little fast, about 1 and 1.5 miles per hour faster than the phone's app GPS. Checking my gears out. I didn't realize during the first ride that the top gear, number 8, has a 13-tooth cog. I'm used to an 11-tooth cog high gear that is on my XP. I will be changing the freewheel / cassette with one that has an 11-tooth high gear, which is needed for those speeds above 20 miles per hour. Got this set up, so I've got 9 PAS modes, 4. Oh, these brakes are good. Boy, they stop. I really like these hydraulic brakes. To get used to this shift, it's the exact opposite as the XP. Which I know when I first got on the XP and started riding, I felt like that those gears were backwards. The shifter was backwards. And so this one does do the opposite direction, and it's just going to take getting used to. Looks like the speedometer is way too fast. I have learned that the way that the Polarna controller handles power assist is very different from the Lectric XP. It is mainly in the way the two e-bikes handle acceleration when using power assist. And it seems like it eases into the power. It doesn't, it's not a quick. When in PAS modes, the acceleration of the Polarna is very gradual. I am used to the XP, which the acceleration is
full current to the motor as soon as the PAS mode kicks in. So by using just the PAS modes and not the throttle, the XP is a much quicker bike getting up to speed. For the Polarna to match the acceleration of the XP, you will have to use the throttle.
Definitely eases back into the power. It doesn't accelerate out like the XP does.
My Lectric XP came with the same big fat tire that comes on the Polarna. I changed the tires on the XP to Kendra Craze, and I have a set that I will be putting on my Polarna. The Craze is a road tire which has a somewhat smooth tread design. They are much quieter tires. I've noticed that the battery percentage gauge on the Polarna LCD screen is not accurate. The gauge does not move off 100% until the battery voltage is down to approximately 50 volts from the 54.6 volts when fully charged. At 50 volts, the battery is actually at about the 75% level of charge.
Funny little sound out of one of the brakes. Sound like a little bug caught in it. Wings flapping.
The front suspension on the Polarna is about what I expected. It softens the bumps adequately. I'm not that impressed with the rear suspension. Since this ride, I've installed a Suntour suspension seat post, which I highly recommend. It goes well with my Cloud9 seat.
Kind of knocking sound. I'm not sure what it is.
The knocking sound is intermittent. I've got 80 miles on my Polarna and I still have not figured it out. It just occurs while pedaling and sounds like it's coming from the rear wheel area. Well, I guess I'll have to put it on the stand and see if I can duplicate it. The first thing that I noticed once I reached speeds over 20 miles per hour is that the high gear, 8th gear, is too low for this bike. It has a 13-tooth rear cog. I will be changing out the rear gearing with a high gear cog with 11 teeth. I had the same problem with my Lectric XP. It had a 14-tooth rear cog, and that was one of the first changes I made to replace the freewheel with a 11-tooth high gear cog. This is an example of why drivers don't respect cyclists. Lance Armstrong in the green jersey came around the left side of the car behind me and blew right through the stoplight. I hit a pothole and it jarred my seat loose, so I stopped and tightened it. When I got back on my bike and accelerated off using the throttle, as soon as I released the throttle, I noticed that the PAS power assist was not kicking in. If you notice, I'm in PAS mode 9, no power assist. The throttle works fine, but the power assist does not work in any of the 9 PAS modes. I used the throttle only to get me to a nearby school so I could address the power assist problem. After changing the PAS modes to the setting 0-5, the power assist started working back. I changed the settings again to PAS modes 0-7 and it worked fine. I continued on.
Okay. I'll give it the old speed run.
there's a slight downhill ahead to the creek. On my Lectric XP, I normally hit 28 miles per hour just before the creek bridge. According to my GPS, I got a little over 28. Since this ride, I've changed some control settings and got over 30 miles per hour at the same location. The app that I'm using on my phone is a Wahoo. I have a Live Love cadence sensor on my bike and a heart rate sensor on my arm. If y'all are interested, I did a video on this app and the sensors. In summary, after my first ride, I had mixed feelings. First, the controller operates much differently than I'm used to on my Lectric XP. Second, the feel of the bike was different than I was used to. Since this first ride, I've ridden about 75 additional miles, and I feel much better about the Polarna. It takes a little getting used to coordinating the throttle with the pedal assist to get the acceleration that I'm used to. After replacing the seat post and changing the handlebars to a fully adjustable handlebar, I feel comfortable in the way it rides and handles. I will be doing another video with a more concise comparison between the Polarna and the Lectric XP. Thanks for watching.